Hey everyone, so I want to do a video for you guys about music reading because I know it's something that comes up a lot and there's a lot to think about and a lot to remember. So hopefully if you've got this video you can keep referring back to it if you forget anything, and hopefully it just might help. So let's get started. So when we're music reading, I'm hoping that you've already looked at the rhythms so far. Things that look a little bit like this, yeah? So when you've done your rhythms up at this point, you've got these ones. If anyone can remember, they were whole notes and they last for 4 beats. You got these ones, which were half notes, which last for 2 beats each. You'll notice that one, I've drawn them twice, so one with the stem going up and one with the stem going down. It doesn't matter which way the stem goes, but I've just drawn it so you can see them. And then lastly, we had these ones, which were quarter notes, and they last for 1 beat each. Yeah. So when it comes to music reading, because this tells us how long things last for, but it doesn't tell us what to play. Yeah. So in the music reading, instead of them being kind of square sort of shapes and everything like this is what they now look like. So they all have all the same values, but the only difference is that they're circular. Yeah. So we had, I didn't mean to do that. Oh no, I'm gonna have to write this out. So we had these ones, which were whole notes. So I'm gonna do this, whole notes, and they last for 4 beats. Yeah. Half notes. Ooh. Which lasts for 2 beats. Ooh. There we go, nailed it. And last but not least, we had quarter notes, and they just last for 1 beat each. Yeah. So I'm going to leave this here because obviously I'm going to do this as a PDF to go with the video so you can have this and look through it. Yeah. So there we have it. Those are our notes and how long they last for, but this time we're looking at them when they look a bit more circular. So let's get to it. So when we have 5 lines going across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we know we're dealing with music reading rather than tab reading. Yeah. And the difference is that this is not just for guitar, it's for all instruments. Yeah. Or all pitched instruments, should I say. And the first thing that we look for, the first thing we'll see, we have our stave, which is what this is. And we have at the start of it what we call a treble clef. And our treble clef sort of looks like this. I'm sure you'll recognize it if you see them. Oh, that was badly drawn, but you get the idea. So when we see the symbol, all it means is that we can read it on the guitar. So it's for higher pitched instruments. So guitars, like the piano, can use this, violins, flutes, that sort of thing. Yeah. So when we see this symbol and we see 5 lines going across, we know we're reading music. Next thing we see is something that looks a bit like this. So it's usually 2 numbers. So what we'll see at the beginning is 2 4s. And this is what we call our time signature. And that just tells us how many beats to play in a bar. So when we have 4 4, we have 4 beats in a bar. Yeah. So the main thing when we're getting started is that, so I'm just going to use, this as like a little whole note type thing, just for demonstration purposes. But when we have this, we can have 2 types of note. We can either have it here, so it's a line note, so it's going across the line like that, or we can have it in the space like this, and that's what we call a space note. Yeah. So that's where they can be. So on the line like that, or in the space like that. So each one of these, depending where it is a different musical note. And the first note that we're going to look at is in this very top space here. Yeah. So whenever we're in this top space, this note is the note E. Yeah. And E on the guitar is just open string number 1. So just string number 1. That's the note E. And because it's written like that, that's an E that lasts for 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I added what we call a stem to it, it looks like that. Now it's an E that lasts for 2 beats. So I'm going to put another one in there, like that. Yeah. And that would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then of course, if they were filled in like this, It's still the note E because it's still within the top space. Now I have one half note of E, which lasts for 2 beats, followed by 2 quarter notes. They look like that. Yeah. So every time, because there's 4 beats in a bar, it adds up to 4. Yeah. So it would sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then we'd see what we call a bar line to tell us it's the end of the bar. Yeah. Okay. So that being said, that's our note E. We know where that is on the guitar. Our next note that we're going to look at is, so I'm going to take this, and if we move it, so if we move it upwards, so when we go up, we go higher on the stave. I'll do this just for ease. I'm going to move from the space up to the line, and that gives us the next note. And this note here, if we think about it, this one is E. All we have to do is think about the next letter in the alphabet. So we have A, B, C, D, E going to F. So if we go up, we're going up the alphabet like that. So that note is an F. An F is the second note we learn to play on the guitar, and that is fret number 1, string number 1. So sounds like this. So that's F. So we have E, the open string, and then we have F. Yeah. And then last but not least, our third note on the guitar that we're going to learn is we're going to take this one higher. So I'm going to do this just so I can have my 4 beats in the bar. And now I'm going to sit on top of the stave like this. And this is the note G. So we have E, F, and then we have G. Just like that. So G on the guitar is fret number 3, string number 1. Yeah, so we have E, F, and G. Yeah, each one of these just lasting for, so that one lasts for 2 beats and they last for 1 beat each. Yeah. If we were to move the other way, so just as a quick example, instead of going up, I'm going to take this note and I'm going to move it down 1. Yeah, so instead of being here, I'm going to move down like that. So if I've got that in there, that note then becomes the note D, which is the letter before E in the alphabet. So if that's E, that's D. Yeah. Underneath that would be C, underneath that would be B. And the way that this works is that the musical alphabet goes from A all the way to G and then starts again at A. So you'll always have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you can start as low as you want and go all the way up, and it will always repeat that kind of cycle. Yeah. So I'm going to go back just a few steps here and just put these, oh, not that far. Can I do this? Can I do this? No, I cannot do that. No. Anyway, so I'm going to do this so I can give you guys this as a PDF as well. So I'm going to write out the first, the names of the notes on the first string for you. So we have E, like that. So that's open string number 1. We have F, we go up 1, which is fret 1, string 1. That's the note F. And then we also have G. Yes, which is fret number 3. Yeah, and there we go. So those are the notes. Obviously I need one more note because there's only 3 beats in this bar, so I'm just going to put another G here, just in case anyone was wondering. Yeah. So there we have it, and I'm going to write above it, so you've got this, the notes of string 1. Yeah, so E is open string 1. F is fret 1, string 1. And then G is fret 3, string, not strubabub, string 1. Yep. And there we go. So we have F, and we have G. Okay, so moving through them, if you have a look through this, you've got your whole notes. So that's what the whole notes look like. They last for 4 beats. Half notes last for 2 beats, and your quarter notes that last for 1 beat. Yeah. So just as a extra help, I've written this out for you guys. So if you ever forget, if you ever need to remember what anything is, so we had a treble clef, tells us what we can play on the guitar. Our time signature, 4/4 means we've got 4 beats in a bar. The 5 lines together is our staff or our stave, and that's where our musical notes go. This is our bar line, which shows us where the bar ends. And again, you might see this where you've got 2 bar lines together, which is called a double bar line. And that shows us the end of a section, or in our case, an end of an exercise in our G4 books. So last but not least, just to give you a quick overview. So all the space notes, we have F, A, C, and E. Yeah, so that spells space. So an easy rhyme to remember for that is face in the space. Yeah, so starting from the bottom, F, A, C, E. And then for our line notes, so starting on the very bottom line, we have E, G, B, D, and F. And a common saying for this is every good boy deserves football, fruit. I went Fanta because it's a little bit more memorable. But yeah, just if you ever need to kind of look at that. So I hope that helps. And if you have any problems whatsoever, drop me a message, drop me a WhatsApp, an email, anything like that. But have fun with it and hopefully practice.